from 38 till 1946, that the Reserve Bank of India, as a federal bank, not only made printed notes for India, it also printed notes for Burma. There was a ship called SS Egypt that was carrying 1 million pounds of gold, sank due to bad weather. 12 years later, when they went down, when they were pulling out the gold, they found these banknotes of the Nizam that were there. What the history says is at that time, Gandhi also was to have been on it, but didn't make it at that time because there were also pressures to use Ambedkar and various other leaders of that time.
From shaping Bangaluru's skyline with the Prestige Group to preserving India's monetary history, today's guest brings together business, history, and passion. Rezwan Razack, Joint Managing Director of the Prestige Group and founder of the Rezwan Razack Museum of Indian Paper Money, is one of the world's most respected collectors of Indian currency. With over 50 years of research and collecting, his work has helped document and preserve the fascinating story of India's paper money.
Hi, welcome to Expressions. I'm Neha. Today I'm joined by a legend from the Prestige Group in Bangalore. Let's get to know him, and I'm truly honored to have you today on my podcast. So
Thank you, Neha.
So much.
Thank you so much.
So you were 12 years old and you opened your grandfather's iron safe and found a currency note stamped Pakistan note payment refused. You didn't understand it back then. There was no Google. So what did that confusion feel like? And what did your grandfather say?
What the confusion felt was that, it said Reserve Bank of India.
Yes.
And it said Pakistan note. And it says India and it says Pakistan note. The confusion was, what was it that made it Pakistan note and why was it the payment refused? And no one had the answer. When I asked my grandfather that, what is this and how it can, he was very abusive, saying that, he got cheated. But I couldn't understand why. But to explain to the viewers, what really happened is when we became two countries in 1947, Pakistan now and India now are governed by the British. They were using what they call as the British government or British India notes that were being used in both the places. So when we got separated, they didn't have their own money.
Yes.
To help them, what they did was they overprinted Government of Pakistan and Hukumat of Pakistan in the watermark window. And they were using that money there, but on the Reserve Bank of India note. Now, what happened is, I think most likely this note would have come from there and into India because there were people moving from country to country.
Yes.
And when they went to the bank, they said this won't be encashed. So the guy didn't want to waste that money. So what he's gone and done is very cleverly taken off the overprint. Wherever it was Government of Pakistan and Hukumat in Pakistan, the overprint was conveniently scratched out. And that was presented for exchange with the bank. Now, he didn't know that, they had a prefix numbers were noted which were for Pakistan and which were for India. So when they presented, they didn't want future use of that. So they stamped it and gave it, I'm sorry, we can't encash it.
Did that start your interest?
That actually kicked off the curiosity.
Yeah.
One led to another, to another, to another. And then I also went to I have my mom's sisters married in Kunur. I had an uncle there where he used to spend the summers. So in his desk in the cottage in Kunur, he was pulling out some papers and then also came some notes from his desk, and they were all British Indian notes, and it's the first time that I saw a 2.5 rupee note.
Yes.
I don't know if most people don't even know that there was it was called rupees 2 annas 8 because 8 annas was half. So it was a 2.5 rupee note, and that something was really fascinating to me. He also had some 1 rupee and various other British India notes of that period. So I requested him, if I can have these, that I have a collection. So immediately that was given to me. Then I came back and there were also some notes lying in the safe, which also came to me. With this, that became like a nice packet and a thing. So I started my collection based on this. Then it became a hobby. From a hobby, it became a passion. Then obsession.
Yes. How interesting. Also, you have a variety of Indian paper money ever issued except one, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
That also is on the way. I don't want to name it because moment you say what I don't have, then the price goes up.
Yes.
But eventually it will come.
But did you have sleepless nights around it?
No, there is. And in fact, it's just that you spoke to me. It's only yesterday someone from UK called me and said, there's most likely that what's missing is coming to me and I'm going to give it to you.
Wow.
So it will, the whole collection will be complete. And I've tried my best to have at least one note of each type, which I've successfully collected. They are displayed at the museum, and there's quite a bit of material that's with me at my office as well, which can't be displayed because everything that you have can't be displayed. It's only one of each type that is there.
Yes. But it's amazing, the collection, just extraordinary.
Thank you.
We've been there a couple of times. You have a 10-rupee note that was lost at the bottom of the sea in 1917 when the SS Camberwell was torpedoed by German submarines. It was salvaged, torn, barely surviving, and it's autographed by the Italian rescue team. How does a piece of paper survive a world war, an ocean, and end up in a museum in Bangalore?
No, there are two. There have been 6 instances where they see the notes used to get printed in England and shipped to India.
Yes.
Also, you have to understand that when they used to be shipped to India, the signature used to be placed in India, not in England. They used to come unsigned for safety reasons. So one of the ships that carried was Camberwell. The one that you're talking of is that it's in 1922 that there was a ship called SS Egypt that was carrying 1 million pounds of gold that sank due to bad weather. This was not the one that got torpedoed. Camberwell got torpedoed by the U-boats of the German submarines. But this one was, this SS Egypt went down because of bad weather. Now, what happened is that it went down at a place where it went down 400 feet below sea level, and there was no human that could go to 400 feet below sea level and extract the thing, extract it out. So there were many bounty hunters who wanted to go and get the treasure out from there because the ship, many people didn't know, had the Hyderabad notes. It had 1 million pounds of gold. It was after the gold that they went. When they went down many years, that is 12 years later, when they went down and when they started, they were able to find a method how to reach the bottom and bring out. When they were pulling out the gold, they found these banknotes of the Nizam that were there. And they brought it up, not realizing that the banknotes were unsigned. However, I think there's a big story. But one of the notes that is signed by the salvage team is at the museum for people to see.
I was just curious how it survived World War, the ocean, and then.
And not only that, it's been in the underwater, salt water for 12 years, and it has survived.
Yes, I mean, it's amazing.
That means the quality of paper and quality of print is good. And there are, I think, 37,000 of those notes that have been sunk were untraced. Maybe it is not pulled out. Some are kept as souvenirs. Some have been with collectors, etc., etc. But if you see the condition of the note, it looks crisp and very nice. Even the printing is so nice.
Amazing.
It was printed by Waterloo and Sons, London.
In 1947, we were just talking about India-Pakistan, where they were using the same notes. Pakistan didn't have their own money, so they overprinted Indian notes with government.
Indian notes.
Yes.
And this happened in Nasik.
Yes.
On the British India government notes were already getting printed at Nasik.
Yes.
So they just added the words Government of Pakistan or Hukumat of Pakistan in Urdu in the watermark window. And the denominations were 1, 2, 5, 10, 100. These were the denominations.
So, what does it tell us about the history of partition that history books don't tell us?
No, the history of partition is that, there was a big struggle. One was, accepting the money at that time. Till that even reached
Yes.
Pakistan, what they did was they used a rubber stamp called Government of West Pakistan, and they were hand signed till these overprinted notes come. And I think this independence and the split had become so vulnerable or very tough that Reserve Bank was there to manage the affairs for one more year past August of 1947. But I think by June of 1948, they were asked to wind up and leave. And then subsequently, Pakistan got their notes from the State Bank of Hyderabad. And then they started having their own money.
So, every Indian carries Gandhi in their wallet every day. Arguably, more people see his face on currency than in any textbook, also. But you've researched this. Gandhi almost didn't make it to the note.
Yes, he didn't make it. So what
Yes.
happened was when you see a British India note and a Republic India note, they are very alike. All they did was they removed the face of the King George VI, the portrait of the king, and instead replaced it with the
First, it was supposed to be Ashokan pillar.
yeah, Ashoka pillar, yes.
Yes.
They replaced it with the Ashoka pillar. That was there for many, many years.
Yes.
What the history says is at that time, Gandhi also was to have been on it, but didn't make it at that time because they were also pressures to use Ambedkar and various other leaders of that time. So instead of having a controversy, they removed his picture. The portrait was removed. The portrait of Gandhi came on a 500 rupee note. And then the new series happened in 1998. The notes that you and
Yes.
I have seen.
Yes.
And those got demonetized in the year 2016.
Yes.
When I say demonetized, because of that, there was a new series of notes that came in the year 2016, and that's what is in circulation.
Yes.
The earlier denominations, that is 100 and below, are still in circulation with the portrait of Gandhi, but a different type
Yes.
and different size.
Yes.
And those are also accepted as legal tender.
Yes. But history is quite fascinating, no, sir?
It is, because also I must point out here that the Reserve Bank of India not only was for a civilian country as a federal bank, not only made printed notes for India, it also printed notes for Burma.
Okay.
I think that is the only federal bank that printed notes for two countries, civilian countries. Even there, I think they were there from 38 till 1946, where they were asked to go because the Burmese didn't like Reserve Bank on their notes.
You have prop money from the 1983 James Bond film Octopussy, the one starring Roger Moore and partly in India with Kabir Bedi it was shot. So how did fake movie money end up in the museum?
No, it's just something to attract people.
Okay.
Because, in a movie they don't use real money.
Yes.
They use what they call as a prop money.
Yes.
And I think it was somewhere in some auction in UK this thing came up. I researched it and found out that it was true that, and it came with the provenance with the picture of Roger Moore and Mr. Bedi,
Yes.
Kabir Bedi. And it's a nice addition to the museum for people, especially kids do get fascinated with James Bond.
Yes. Former RBI Governor Shaktikant Das, he came to a museum for the scheduled 30-minute visit, but he stayed for 3 hours.
That's correct. What happened was I knew him because he released my book, launched my book in 1917, the book 1 Rupee, 100 Years. I must bring it to light that the rupee note or 1 rupee note is the only note that is signed by the Secretary of Finance and not by the Governor of Reserve Bank.
Okay.
Because 1 rupee is treated at par as the money of the government.
Oh.
He was the Secretary of Finance and he had signed the 1 rupee note in 2016. So when time came, he had just retired. So I requested him if he could release, launch the book. So he launched the book, and that's how I knew him, and it was quite nice to have him. Later on, in 2016, I think he became the governor of,
Yes.
2016. He became the governor, and he was, I think, he's the longest serving governor, and he was here for full 6 years.
Yes. But what
So
were
when
your-
he came to
Yes.
Bangalore, I said, sir, it would be nice if you come and see the museum, because when the book got released, the museum wasn't there. So he said, I'll come at 3 o'clock and I'll give you 30 minutes. I said, that's enough. He came and he was so fascinated by what he saw that he was there along with his wife. He stayed on for more than 3 hours.
What were you talking, if I may ask?
Not really. You see, he's just wanting to know, does Reserve Bank have these artifacts that you have displayed? Because Reserve Bank was born only in 1935. So there are many things that they won't have. As a collector and as now I can say proudly, as somebody who has restored restored and got back the treasures of India and put together
Yes.
notes from 1812 to the current.
Yes.
I don't think that you can find these anywhere in India or anywhere in the world.
Absolutely, sir. I think it's a national heritage. Like
It is a heritage.
Yes. So I read that you once tracked down 4 rare pre-independence notes, 5, 10 rupee, 20 rupee and 100, and the seller turned out to be in Portugal. And
Okay.
you sent...
You see, along with the British, we were colonized by the French
Yes.
and also by the Portuguese.
Yes.
So Portuguese had their own money. The French also had the
True.
rupees,
Yes.
and which they used in Goa, etc.
Yes.
And the Portuguese had it in Goa and the other territories that they were ruling. So this was a set of 1906. I got an email saying that these notes are available. All notes bearing note number 1. So obviously the first note of each denomination was torn from because in those days you used to get perforated
Books.
like a
Yes.
checkbook,
Yes.
and kept with
Coupons,
like a coupon, kept with the treasurer. And obviously maybe one of his, somebody who's down the line would have got that and wanted to sell it. He must have heard of the name. So he wrote to me saying that I want to sell it. The only unfortunate part was that he couldn't speak English and I couldn't speak Portuguese.
Yes.
So I had to write in the Facebook that I need help with someone who can speak Portuguese. Someone put their hand up. I got them to
Right. Translate.
come. We made a call, got him to send because anything can even, because they were not felt and touched.
Yes.
We're not sure whether it was real, but because it was number 1 and because all the features looked all right, then we knew that it was right.
Yes.
Now, how do you go get them?
Sure.
Strangely, at that time we were doing something called Golfshire, and the architect was a British.
Okay.
And he told me that Riz, he overheard something about Portugal. He said next week he has a yacht, and he goes to Portugal, not to Lisbon but to Porto. And he said, I'm going there, I can bring it for you. I called the guy who was the seller, told him to meet
A friend.
my friend who's coming on a boat.
Yeah.
And then he reached he went and he was staying in Lisbon. So he went from Lisbon to Porto, and the notes were given on the boat on the yacht in Porto. And when he came the next time, he brought and gave it to me.
So is that the extreme thing that you've done to acquire a note, or is there
Not
anything
really.
else?
There are stories because, I can tell a story of someone
Yeah.
who was friends with the erstwhile Rajkumar, the movie star, who was no more. I believe they were friends. The people that live in Bangalore were great friends with him.
Okay.
So what happened is when he came once to Bangalore, they put a 5,000 rupee note. We had 5,000 rupees if you knew.
I saw in your museum. That's how I
Correct. So
know.
these 5,000 and 10,000 got demonetized in 1978.
Yes.
So they put it in an envelope and gave it to him, to Rajkumar, this family from Bangalore. I think subsequently Rajkumar died.
Yes.
That note in that cover, same cover, was lying in their cupboard
Oh.
in Bombay.
Okay.
And it also had the name of the person who gave it to him. Anyway, this money got demonetized and had why they gave him. There's I don't have a reason why. Got demonetized. Subsequently, in the year 2010 or 2012, the person who gave it. His son came and left it on my table, saying that,
Meant for you.
yeah, it's meant for you because you're a note collector. This was given to so and so, and he had kept it in his cupboard. And now what happened was we don't need it anymore, and of course it has no value. We're returning it to you. So he said, this goes to Mr. Rezwan, and he came and left it on my table. And this was one type that was missing in my collection. So
What a joy, no, sir.
exactly.
So on November 8, 2016, the entire country was in shock when the demonetization happened overnight. You have notes from India's first demonetization
Yes.
in 1946 and then the second 1978, which we just
No,
spoke.
also 1978.
Yes. So you also have a shredder from RBI,
Yes.
jars of shredded currency. As someone who has seen money die 3 times, what does demonetization look like from a collector's eye?
No, collector's point of view, what happened was the demonetization that happened there was a purpose for it.
Yes.
To eradicate black money, etc. But I don't think it was successful in 1946, nor was it successful in 1978.
Now in 2000.
Now in 2016, because what it did was it actually shot the economy. You can say the economy was moving like a Ferrari. Someone went and shot the wheels of the moving Ferrari. But all what happened was we got new looking notes and a denomination that never existed, which was 2000, which currently has been phased out.
Yes, sir.
When you say that money, the shredder, the jar is what I have made. Okay, these, when the Reserve Bank sells these, they come in the form of briquettes.
Okay.
And they also used in paper industry.
Okay.
That is not to burn them so that it'll harm the environment.
You built the Prestige Group into one of India's biggest real estate companies, Forum Mall, Prestige Tech Park, thousands of homes. You built things that last decades, and also you preserve things that are 200 years old. So is there a connection between building and collecting?
Not really, because that's a separate activity and this is a separate activity. But however, strangely, I think I had a fascination for old things. Like my house is a very old house. It's a 150-year-old home. It's been renovated, not renovated, but restored. Same way, I think, and strangely also, I never got into collecting coins. I only collect paper money. And I don't have a hobby of collecting other things as well. So this was the only passion that I had, and then and fortunately I focused on it, and because it was a 1-point program, and all my energies and resources were focused on one topic, that I was able to put together all this. Otherwise it's impossible, because somewhere you get distracted. And also they say when someone is a collector, there is a point where you tend to give up. They say normally after 30 years, the thing dies down.
So what is it, sir?
Nothing, it's just gone on, and I've still been doing it. Now it's more than 50 years and I'm still pushing. I don't know how long it will go on.
You also wrote the book recently, so it doesn't seem to fade away, I think. You've spent 50 years collecting money. Now we're moving towards UPI, digital payment, crypto. So are you building a museum for something that's about to disappear? So what does it make it more important or less?
No, it is important, because like you rightly said, money is going to disappear. Like now, I don't even carry any cash in my pocket. It is only GPay. No, whatever you can pay through your phone. Because your phone is always with you. So it's not even your credit card. Even if you don't have a wallet, as long as you have a phone, you're absolutely fine. Whether it is GPay or whatever pay, but you're able to make the payment. And even if you want to give alms to a beggar, if he doesn't have a QR code, you can't pay. I said this in 2012, when the book launch happened, that, slowly money is going to vanish. No one could understand. Now it's a reality. And in time, they will not like one instance. And this is, when kids come to the museum, they don't know that there was a 2000. They don't know there was 1,000. Because now we are only stuck with 500. So beyond 500, they don't know, because they were born post 2016. Even if they were born in 2010, they were too young to know that at that time. So like that, slowly, the money is going to fade away.
Yes.
And this is going to be something that
Makes it more
makes it more important and
Yeah.
more.
Absolutely, I agree. You call this museum a national heritage, and you've also said learning never stops, and you still visit the British Library in London to dig further. When this museum outlives all of us, what do you want a child walking through it in 2075 feel?
No, he's going to be fascinated
Yes.
because it's something that he's not held in his hand or felt it. It's like showing someone one of those old radios. Now you're getting the radio on your phone, so they don't know what that is.
Yes.
So it'll be something like this. It's going to be that, okay, this was money, this is how he used it. It is not just a number, because in time to come, it's all going to be numbers only. Numbers that moving from one book to another book and seamlessly,
Yes.
without even having to feel it.
So it's truly going to be valuable, I think.
It is going to be valuable, yes.
I've heard there's a letter in your museum from the King of England complaining that his portrait on a currency design made him look like he was wearing a bathrobe. Is that true?
So what happened was they made that design in Nasik and sent it to Buckingham Palace for the approval, because when the new king comes, this happened for Edward VIII. Fortunately, unfortunately, he was there for 1 year,
And then
because he got married and he was asked to abdicate the throne. And when he abdicated the throne, then he had to leave. So before his money came into being, he went away. So anyway, whilst he was the king, a note was made with his portrait and his watermark and sent to Buckingham Palace for approval. And they get a reply back saying that His Majesty has approved the design. It's fine, but what he is wearing looks like a bath towel. Try and make it a little better. So, from there they removed the bath towel or the robe that he was wearing and made something with some kind of a jewelry around his neck.
Is that the funniest you've heard? Or
No, it is.
So your daughter Sana founded the Public Arts Trust of India, runs Jaipur Art Week, and was in New York also curating art before coming back to India. So you collect currency and she designs, she's an artist. So does it feel like the same instincts as there in the family?
No, I think so, because she got, I think, charged to in this field of art.
Yes.
And now she's come back to India, and now she's doing what they call as the Art Week. And she's made that Art Week so big that, from next year onwards, it's going to be a yearly feature.
Wow, that's amazing, sir. So also just a little bit about your family, where you come from. So I know it's from the community of traders who migrated from Sindh to Kutch 600 years ago and then to Bangalore.
Correct.
Do you know the language also, Kutch?
No, that I think stopped with my granddad.
Okay.
And I know as a child, I remember they used to have everything also written in Gujarati.
Yes.
They have what they call as a red book.
Yes.
They call it Chopra.
Okay.
And they used to write that, and used to have a Munimji come there, and the debit credit used to happen.
Yes.
But I think all that stopped with him.
Yes.
And even speaking the language stopped.
Yes, sir.
We now are localized. We speak the local language, Kannada.
Yes.
We speak the English and
Yes.
Dakhni, as you call it. So that Kutchi is gone. Kutchi is very similar to Sindhi.
Okay.
The script is the same.
Yes.
That writing from left to right, or it's like the Persian script, but
Okay.
we don't speak that language at all. And in fact, I think none in the family, including my uncles, no one speaks it.
Okay. But so your father started with a fabric shop on Commercial Street?
Yes, he did in 1956.
Yes.
And it's still there.
Yes.
The shop still exists,
Yes.
and my younger brother looks after it.
Okay. So growing up, what values did that community give you? I mean, just...
No, what we were told was, we were actually like entrepreneurs, We were told to go there because I think we were very naughty when we were young. So we were told to go to the shop and get out of the way, at least for the few hours, and then come back. But what it did was it made us learn the business.
Yes.
And I think that stuck into the blood, and that's what we continued.
Yes.
One thing we were also taught is to be honest, and we also measured cloth because we were selling fabric. That if you're selling 1 meter or 1 year. It has to be that much. It can't be less. It can be more.
Yes.
So we were told always that if you are selling something,
Yes.
it should be more, not less. Same
Sure.
principle we apply in our construction also. If we say it's 800 square feet, it will be 801, but it won't be 799.
Thank you for sharing. You've visited money museums around the world, and you've said that after seeing all of them, you were very clear about what you did not want yours to be. So, when you travel, are you ever just a tourist, or how?
No, my travel always revolved around places where I could source money, or where there is a museum that I could see where a money museum. So, I even went to Porto, I went to Lisbon, a few cities in France, etc., because, it was your passion and you want to see what you like.
Yes.
So, that's what happened.
So, did your wife ever say that we're on a holiday, stop looking for money?
No, that was a complaint.
Yeah.
So I said, we are also on a holiday, stop going for shopping, no, stop buying jewelry.
So, your community is also famous for its food, sir?
Very much.
So,
Unfortunately, I think you all don't eat non-veg. Otherwise, I would have sent you biryani.
So, is there a dish from your mother's or grandmother's kitchen that no five-star hotel has
No,
ever?
there are many such dishes which can't be made
Yeah.
not a 5-star. Any star, they can't make it. It is very different, which is homemade food.
Anything to name?
No, like even, let's not go far. Even day before yesterday, we made something, what my mother used to call khime ka rot.
Okay.
This is made out of mawa soji.
Yes.
And it's baked. And you put khima in that. You also make one which is not a khima one,
Yeah.
but where you make it like a mawa, like a cake itself, and it's
Okay.
baked, and you have it with cream and sugar.
Nice. Amazing. So, in your new book, Paper Money of the Princely State of Hyderabad, which was released by the former RBI Governor D. Subbarao on Jan 31st, what is the most surprising discovery you made in your research?
You see, it's a very unique story because what happened was I was presented with a newspaper, newspaper article that came in 40 years back. And then whilst I was reading it, I realized that there were too many gaps in that article. Of course, I think the person who wrote it, a gentleman by name of P.L. Gupta, had only that much resource at that time because there was no WhatsApp and no internet. So I said, let me redo this article. And this book actually started as writing an article for the IBNS. IBNS is International Banknote Society Journal.
Okay.
And then, one led to another, and then from a half-page newspaper article, it became a 388-page book. I think you should go through the book for you to see the fascination and the kind of detail that has gone into, and the level of research that's gone into bringing this about. And also you have to appreciate that there were only 2 issues by the Nizam. One was the first issue printed in England, having denominations of 1, 5, 10, 100 and 1000. And then 30 odd years later, printed in India at Nasik, most of it, and the 1 rupee was printed at the Hyderabad press, and also 5 denominations, same 1, 5, 10, 100 and 1000. And it's become a 388-page book, so that itself is fascinating. I've sent this book to a few people in India and overseas, and they just can't handle the quality and the amount of detail that has gone into producing it.
Not digestible.
Not digestible at all.
Okay, so definitely I'm going to have a look, sir. Thank you so much. I just want to last question ask you, what is a perfect Sunday for you?
Perfect Sunday, just now.
Yes.
It is dosa in the morning,
Yes, sir.
and lunch at home, and dinner is soup.
Okay.
And most Sundays, I stay at home, only do nothing.
Okay, sir.
And with this, my day ends. I know I go from home to work and work to home. I'm not a social bird. I don't socialize at all. So a lot of people miss me at these social events.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
It was such an honor today.
My pleasure. So one day I'll come by.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
take you for dosa. Let Ramzan be over.
Rezwan Razack's journey shows how passion and curiosity can turn a personal hobby into a powerful way of preserving history. From building iconic real estate projects to safeguarding rare currency that tells India's story, his work continues to inspire collectors, historians, and entrepreneurs alike. Thank you for joining us on Expressions. Like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe the New Indian Express for exclusive content.